with Stephen Johnson leading Adam Brissington to the front. The pony cars, 1 and 2, Camaro on the left of screen, Mustang on the right, rolling start in the streets of Adelaide.
So they pack up nice and tight. Johnson on the right, Brissington on the left, and once again they fan out. We see Policina squirming away behind Bow. He's got the speed, but nowhere to go. Freestone on the dustier side of the circus. He goes down the inside. There's Aaron McGill across the curbs in the Ranger Spares Falcon. Across the top of the Dunlop curb cam and setting sail for Wakefield Street. We're in car with Ryle Harris. Back to second gear. A sea of traffic ahead for the ECB Super Utes champion.
And back down to 9th place, so not a good start for Ryle as John Bow goes up the inside of Jason Gomersall. Or is it the other way around? Bowie's got problems. The Painter Dixon Tirana slowing on the run up to turn 6. The 5-time champion limping around. And it wasn't a good start. He lost ground to Policina and to Gomersall on that short run, just over 220 metres down into the centre chicane. And now he's limping, and it looks like his day may be done.
He's going to stop by the look of it up the top there at turn number 7. Back in car with Ryle Harris. Just tiptoes his way through treacherous turn number 8 and looks for the move down the bottom. That's good for Bow. He continues to get that car out of harm's way. But his race effectively over in race number 2. Bruce Williams there, the AC Delco Tirana, winner of yesterday's Dometic Trophy race towards the back of the field. Policina, again looking strong. Same too for Rob Hackwood.
There was so much work going on in the paddock last night to find new ways of getting air in. Everyone was improvising. It was like an act at the Fringe, like an improv show that's on in Adelaide at the moment. You could have sold tickets to it. Everyone was changing bonnet heights or cutting new scoops in, or a little bit of contact for the Ranger Ford to the back of the EFS Camaro there. It's trying to cram some more into cool air in to cool these engines down. Most of them succeeded and at least got to the end to get some points. I wonder if JB's problem is heat related though. Not quite as savage as it was when we ran late in the afternoon yesterday. How's Harris with the contact on Rob Hackwood in the Pontiac Firebird. That was the pit manoeuvre. The police in the States do that to stop the car chasers.
They want to pull over. Wow. Ryle Harris with the elbows up. V8 Ute style from the days. Down to turn number 7 he goes. The EFS Camaro out of the Peters Motorsports stable. And now McGill slowing on the exit of turn number 6, sending the field scattering. Mason on the right-hand side and Bernie Stack. But now the Ranger Spares Ford is limping down Bartels Road. Replay of the start here. Keep an eye on the Painter Dixon Tirana. A little bit slower away than normal.
Yeah, it didn't have that usual get up and go that car 18's got. Might not quite have the same outright capacity as the big engine cars around it, but still got plenty of poke. That was McGill right of screen, just shortcutting the centre chicane, and Paul Freestone there, side by side. McGill was sideways out of turn 3, so he was sliding, and as the car straightened itself up as they got onto Wakefield Street, a little bit of a hip check there. It's like they're on centre wing at the Adelaide Oval, just bashing into each other as they run down the field to goal.
They're classic cars. Stop doing that.
Yeah, I know. We don't want the scratch.
No. There's Bow limping on the left-hand side. Here it is. Once again, this would happen a few moments ago. A-la Scape Radicic from all those years ago on the streets of Adelaide here as Hackwood got sent up the road.
So you can imagine almost straight away the post-race discussion. Hackwood will say, no, there was no room there. I'd covered my line. Harris will say, no, he moved across on me and I had nowhere else to go. Two sides to every story. Race control will be the ones that make up the mind ultimately.
This is Policina down the inside of Gomersall. So again, the Mocom Tirana strong in the early stages of this race, and Freestone almost in the back of the Tirana. This is in car with Hackwood. This might give us the perspective he had. Watch the steering wheel work. The Camaro nudging.
Oh,
great recovery.
And it's lucky it didn't sort of counter swing back into the fence on the left-hand side there. Good catch from the young Queenslander. Another one struggling with heat yesterday. He said, I'm not sure how we're battling with engine temps. The Pontiac Firebird's got these two massive nostrils in the grille. It's got the biggest grille of any car in the paddock, but still couldn't cram enough coolish air into the engine to get the temperatures down.
It's the coolest it will be all day. McGill's car stopped now. That's like on the run either into turn 8 or down turn 9 region of the track. It's already 37.5 degrees here in Adelaide this morning, so it's halfway down Bartels Road, out of harm's way. Get back to the battle between Harris and Freestone. And Harris on the tail of these Tiranas now. Jump in car. So excited to see Ryle Harris in the field here. He'll add A nice twist to the mix in this year's Painter Dixon Touring Car Masters. Through the centre chicane as he menaces the back of the Mocom Tirana.
And it was clipping those tyres at the centre chicane that bent the steering on this car yesterday. We wondered for a while why he understeered wide up here at turn 5. At this point of the racetrack right here, that dropped him from 2nd place down to 4th. He ultimately dropped back to 7th. That's a very good move on Jim Pollicina. Committed hard around the outside and made it stick. But it turned out it was bent steering, and that's why he tumbled back down the order. But he said the car's really good. The team very happy with it. They've got more upgrades to come when they get to Phillip Island for round 2 of the championship. Big brake upgrade coming on that car, which will be very, very good. He's going to be a race-winning contender over the course of the season.
Is Guy Gibbons in the HQ Monaro. Almost the perfect loop at the top of Wakefield Street, but dropped a ton of positions, now back to 19th and last behind Alan Bowgen.
That's the ex-Jim Pollicina, ex-Les Walmsley, ex-Tony Hunter, Tony Edwards, I should say, Monaro. It's a race winner in the category.
Didn't Keith Kasulki have a steer of this car as well? Yeah. It's been some capable drivers' hands over its career. And Guy Gibbons making his debut on the Painter Dixon Touring Car Masters. The Z-Man in the mix here now on the back of Jeremy Gray. He's got 2 Tiranas either side of him with the same liveries. One behind is Ryan Hansford, that we have barely seen all weekend long.
It's a brand new car and it's been a challenging weekend. They've been battling with the ride control on the multi-spares Tirana. They tested at Queensland Raceway on that billiard table smooth surface. The car was a jet. They were really optimistic with how it would perform. But the moment they got to some bumps, it was evil, he said. Really difficult to drive. That's a big moment. Gavin Bullis gobbled up there. Cameron Mason goes through in the Mustang. Hansford's going to try and do the same thing. A little bit of 3 wide on the run-up into turn 4. Jeremy Gray looking for a move in the Bilstein Tirana. Will his teammate go through?
Look at this. This is the battle for 10th, by the way. They're 6 seconds away from the rest of the field, having their own little race here at the top of Hutt Street. As we look down towards turn number 8. Another battle pack with Harris up to 3rd position now past Pollicina.
Yeah, what a good drive for Ryle. Shows how quickly professional drivers can adapt to their new surroundings. Jumping out of the ECB Super Ute into a completely different car. Gomisel was real late going into turn 9. Just got the car turned without it spinning in front of Paul Freestone. I thought the rate of closing to the back of the Tirana in front was a little bit too quick. Good catch from Gomisel.
We've seen some good races over the years here in Adelaide, but this is going to make it up into the top 5, surely.
Big goal. That's a pretty epic
we
race.
have.
Good fight. Bullis runs wide, the double champion, and through goes Marcus Sukanovic. Next, Steve Falcon and Gavin's got problems. 2-time champ in a Ford Mustang. It's his first weekend in a Holden. And the switch from Blue Oval to Red Lion isn't working so well for the Victorian. Power steering failed yesterday on the start of the race, so he bailed to pit lane straight away. And now Cameron Mason under pressure. That's Hansford going the long way round into the centre chicane. He'll take the shortcut, but he'll take the position away from the Novocastrian, the number 3 Shelby Mustang.
The Hansford car looked weird going into the chicane. Big lick of flame from the multi-spares Tirana at turn number 4. Johnson and Bressington have 12 seconds on the field right now, 1st and 2nd. Harris holding down the 3rd spot now, back to Pollicina. Gomisel, Freestone, Bruce Williams, Cameron Tilley, Bernie Stack, and Marcus Sukanovic is your top 10.
Jeremy Gray, a little bit of smoke coming from the back of that. Might just be dust on the road on the run into turn 7. His drama in the race yesterday was that he ran over debris from Andrew Fisher's crash at turn 8. Gave him a puncture, and that's why he tumbled to the back of the field after a really stout performance in the trophy race where he finished 2nd. If you missed the news, Jeremy, former V8 Ute racer, race winner in that category, has a Ford Capri Piranha coming. That's the V8 engine Capri coming to TCM. They had a few last-minute issues coming into this weekend that meant they had to jump into the Tirana. But that very cool car will be racing from Phillip Island. If you remember what Adam Garwood did in his dad's car at Bathurst a couple of years ago in that V8-powered Capri, you know that it will be a very, very fast bit of kit.
Some more great names filtering into this category. Freestone skates across the beach at the centre chicane, brings out a whole lot of gravel onto the racing line, and now enables these 2 Tiranas of Williams and Gomisel to claw in. Chuck in Cam Tilley as well, and Bernie Stack. Another battle pack brewing here.
Just for something completely different.
Yeah.
a TCM battle pack. Who would have thought? Good to see Bernie Stack jumping back into White Line Racing. Man from Gawler, about 45 minutes north of the city. Noted racer, starts on the mountain at this 1000. At no point did it look like car 25 was going to stop for turn 1, and ultimately just abandoned getting the car turned in and took the shortcut option through the gravel.
The drivers behind now will need to be warned about this, because there's a lot of gravel being poured out onto the circuit here in the middle of the centre chicane. It's a deep gravel trap.
And good job Bruce Williams, who was caught up behind this as Paul rejoined in front of the AC Delco Tirana. Good job with some evasive action to get himself out of the way. Bruce is up to 6th in this race. Broke through for his first win in the trophy race yesterday. Battled through race number 2 with no power steering whatsoever. Oh,
he'd be fine with that though. Freestone was massive across the gravel down there.
I'll tell Bruce you said that. I'm sure he'd disagree with you.
I've upset him once.
He would have worked hard.
I'm not discounting that.
That's not new, is it? Upsetting somebody?
No,
there's
not my style.
Hansford, this car just continues to ignite petrol out of the exhaust. Nice to see flames in race cars again. And another one just bouncing over the curbs. We said the ride control's no good this weekend, so may as well just shortcut the corner completely and avoid the bumps by going through the gravel.
So cool, the flames leaking out the side here. Here's Alan Bowden, new colours for the Mercury Comet, and just struggling. I think that's the standard apex for him around there. The longest car in Touring Car Masters, and he's back there in the field. And we continue our look down here. Brad Jones Racing, that horrifying crash we saw during the 4th and final practice session that concluded about half an hour ago, and they continue to hopefully get this car turned around, but a big task ahead for the Cool Drive Auto Parts team. Lots of different shirts across the Brad Jones Racing stable. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get that car out later today, but
sure Macca will be in there as well on the tools, trying to get his car fixed. You feel for the guy, don't you? Because such a blow earlier in your main game career. First race weekend in the car, what a confidence blow that would be. Barrel down 250k an hour straight and barrel into the hairpin. The thing doesn't stop. You right the back of the car off. If anyone can fix it, it's BJR. They've had some experience doing it. Great race team. Here's Williams again on Paul Freestone. Paul's got Brett Gilden in his corner this weekend on the radio, calling some shots. Brett's still trying to engineer himself back into the category. Oh, and Gomersall, a little bit of contact. And that's caught Tilly up, and it caught Bernie Stack up as well. It's a real concertina effect down at the hairpin, and somehow they all got away with it.
Just takes one car at the hairpin. The dominoes effect down the field. This is the battle 5th through 10. With 2 laps remaining, Johnson and Bressington, we haven't seen much of them because there's been so many other battles to talk about in this race. The margin is 1.2 seconds from the front guys. Here's what it looked like from high above at turn number 14. So Gomersall, door was left open enough. He put the big mate Tirana down the inside and just nudged the AC Delco entry just ahead.
I was going to say it was good driving. It looked like more good luck than good management, that little exchange they did, in that Gomersall just got out of the way of tapping Bruce around into a spin just nicely. But they all got away with it. Cool racing, great battles all the way through the field in Painter Dixon Touring Car Masters. Lots of new cars under construction, 3 on debut here this weekend, more coming. Cameron Mason's got a brand new Ford Mustang under construction at Garage 1 in Melbourne at the moment. Marty Brandt, Johnny Evans overseeing the production of that. Very, very nice race car. Expect to see that mid-season. Of course, the Johnson XD Falcon is on the way. We'll see the Ford Capri Piranha at the next round. New shapes, new cars, building this grid in Painter Dixon TCM.
Everything that's old is new again in Touring Car Masters, and we love it. It's the top of the track we go now. Freestone on the defensive. We're on the final lap for Johnson and Bressington. Johnson set the fastest lap in both races yesterday. Very hot conditions, the same again today at the Superloop Adelaide 500. Cam Tilley on the left-hand side with some V8 power this year. So watch Johnson and Bressington setting sail for home.
Now, this will be Stephen Johnson managing the race really well and just keeping that margin at a safe point without overextending the WM Waste Mustang. But what a positive performance this is from Adam Bressington. And we've talked all weekend in Porsche Pace Carrera Cup about drivers picking up where they left off last season. Nick McBride's been doing the job there. Bressington the same. A winner on the streets of Newcastle at the end of last year and continuing his form. This is huge. Gomersall's finally got rid of Freestone. Williams is about to do the same. Bernie Stack's just gone up the inside of Tilly. The Camaro goes round. There's damage. Oh, I don't know if that needed to happen. That was really awkward going into turn 7.
Blows that battle pack apart. Some damage at turn 7. Not so at the front. They broke the back of everyone else's battles today, and Stephen Johnson will win race number 2 of the Paynter-Dixon Touring Car Masters by 1 second flat. It's a long margin back to Harris in this race. Some 16 seconds for the EFS Camaro as he powers his way out of turn number 14 to take home 3rd place in his first round of Paynter-Dixon Touring Car Masters. And again, Jim Polisena finishes in the top 5. But this is the talking point of the race.
Roll just casually power sliding out of the hairpin to celebrate a good drive through the field. He's going to fit in just fine into this category, isn't he? Gomersal will consider himself happy with that because he avoided the cartage. It all unfolded behind him once he got past Paul Freestone. We saw that beautiful Camaro limping back. So we'll unpick this as they go up through. So the contact started earlier, and Bruce Williams, the AC Delco tour, under quite a lot of contact with Freestone. That's how Gomersal was able to go through. And it's already broken the steering on Freestone's car. Look at the toe in on the right front corner. And Bernie Stack just tried to go down the inside, and there was no room. Oh, that was unpleasant.
A bit of damage on Bernie Stack's car as well. Here's from the fence cam. It's a whole lot of collision happening here. And in fact, Tilly took the escape road in the background, that shot as well.
Yeah, and ultimately dropped from a potential 7th position for Cameron Tilley down to 12th at the line.
Oh, Cam Water style.
Oh, what a save. I shouldn't be surprised with how he drives this car, just on the lock stops every corner.
He looked up in the mirror at the same time, saying that was pretty cool.
Did I hit it?
Johnson, the winner, though, from Bressington. How's the margin? Back to 3rd, though. 16 seconds between Bressington and Harris. Polisena, Gomersal, Bruce Williams, who won the trophy race yesterday. The Z-Man finishes in 7th with Gray, Hansford and Rob Hackwood, your top 10, but 50 seconds behind.
Cameron Mason gets to the finish. Points for him. Cameron Tilley survived. A big slide to 12th. Leo Tobin, quiet weekend for the Victorian in 13th. And now